The Pathfinder 2nd Edition Remastered Player Core 2 is here, and it's packed with updates and new features that are sure to excite both seasoned players and newcomers to this system. Let's dive into the highlights and see what makes this edition so special. Paizo sent us a review copy. If you're new to Pathfinder, especially the remastered 2nd edition, make sure you check out our review of the Player and Game Master core books, and then come back to this video. All right, the Player Core 2 offers a lot more options for players. Makes sense, it's the Player Core 2. In this book, you will find 8 ancestries, 3 versatile heritages, 24 new backgrounds, 8 classes, new familiars, 43 archetypes, and a bunch of new feats, spells, weapons, treasures, and magic items. So let's dive into each of these chapters. Chapter 1 focuses on the ancestries and backgrounds. The Player Core 2 seems to focus on kind of more the anthropomorphized animal ancestries like catfolk, the Kohol, lizardfolk, ratfolk, Tengu, and Tripki, along with hobgoblins and kobolds. I really do like the changes Paizo have made to the kobolds. They're no longer just dragon-like. Instead, their abilities are influenced by dragons and other elemental creatures. They are near as like eggs and younglings. I think this allows for a lot more variety within the ancestry, and I'm really excited to see what other things they do with kobolds in future books. We got a little bit of a teaser of this in the monster book with the kobolds, and I'm glad to see that it's expanded with the player options. The 3 versatile heritages, Dhamphirs, Dragonbloods, and Duskwalkers, are heritages any ancestry can take. Any creature can take regardless of ancestry. The idea is that like one of your parents were afflicted by a monstrous undead or like extraplanar energies, and so you pick an ancestry and take all of the ancestry traits. Then instead of one of the ancestry's heritages, you get the traits and abilities of the versatile heritage you choose. Dhamphirs are the offspring of vampires. You have longer lifespan, but your undead pallor and like parentage has societal drawbacks. Dragonbloods are descendants of dragons who were blessed by a dragon deity. They take on some of the draconic appearances and abilities. Now, Duskwalkers are not born. They are created as mortal children in a location with close ties to death. And so they understand and respect the cycle of life and death more so than other creatures. With 16 common and 8 rare backgrounds, all of these backgrounds give you a lot more options for who your character was before they started adventuring. I think you see a little bit more variety, where there's kind of a few more mundane backgrounds within the common. And then especially with the rare, you have some a bit more complicated, like with the amnesiac or the cursed or blessed, that you're probably going to end up working with your game master a little bit more on those backgrounds to make it work, which also makes sense why those are rare and going to just not happen as often. The 8 updated classes, Alchemist, Barbarian, Champion, Investigator, Monk, Oracle, Sorcerer, and Swashbuckler, now all match the remastered rule set, ensuring that you're going to have a cohesive and balanced experience. And let's dive into each class briefly. Starting with the Alchemist, I always liked the idea of the Alchemist in Pathfinder, but found it didn't match up in play to a bunch of the other classes. Now, some of the adjustments made in the remastered seem to have made playing the Alchemist more fun. Specifically, the new versatile vial mechanic. You're able to replenish your vials as long as you're not in combat. Woohoo! You just need a certain amount of time, exploring or doing something else, and they will just you can be replenishing them kind of in the background. This change means you're always ready for action. You're not like, oh shoot, all my vials are gone. I guess that's it. Plus, depending on your subclass, these vials can do more than just deal acid damage. They can deal all sorts of different kinds of damage, apply different conditions, and they can even heal. You can toss a vial to an ally or just hit them with it and get them back on their feet. That sounds like a lot of fun. The Barbarian class stays true to its roots. You are going to play a character who has ferocious strength and unyielding power. I really didn't notice any major changes, because I guess, hey, if it isn't broke, don't fix it. The only real changes were the adjustments to match the wording and slight different rule sets that the remastered has. The champion class sees some more subtle yet impactful tweaks, including the introduction of the grandeur subclass. You can literally blind foes with your shining example. I mean, that's perfect for anyone who wants to be like the stalwart protector for their party. And there are a few other adjustments to some of the other subclasses. Investigators get an exciting boost with the devise stratagem feature. You can now use it in or out of combat. This makes the investigator even more versatile, capable of outthinking enemies and striking with precision. Looking at the wording of the skill stratagem, you should be able to use that ability out of combat. So you can size up a foe and have a plan of attack for like a verbal spar or problem solving. It's not just, okay, what is the attack plan, but I am able to be very analytical and come up with a plan for a wide variety of situations, which I think makes the investigator, like, it just makes sense to that class. And I'm glad to see that Paizo made that change, that just was like, yes, this is what this class should have done all along. Oracles have undergone some more significant changes, specifically with how the curse is handled. It is more of a challenge as well as a powerful tool. Previously, it felt like you kind of wanted your curse to happen as an oracle, or kind of like that was inevitable. Now it feels much more something like you are trying to avoid, but you can utilize it when you need to. Each curse starts with a first level feat, and you can now refocus to push your curse without being stuck at that level 1 penalty until the next day. You can take a short rest and get rid of that penalty and not be stuck with it for a full 24 hours. This means you can control and use the curse to your advantage, unleashing those powerful abilities while still managing the negative effects. I think it's really made Oracle much more about finding the balance and mastering their fate. For sorcerers, the Dangerous Sorcerer feat is now a core feature for anyone of this class. I think this emphasizes their inherent magical danger, and it streamlines the class and ensures that every sorcerer is really a strong spellcaster right from the start. You are going to be hurling spells with reckless abandon, knowing that your raw magical power sets you apart. It really makes the sorcerer feel distinct from other spellcasters. The swashbucklers, with their trait of bravado and granting panache, with the update, you're going to see a lot more freedom and creativity in how you gain panache. And I think it makes it easier to maintain that kind of swashbuckling style. You can swing from a chandelier or disarm foes with a witty quip, and this new feats and abilities tied to bravado really make you the star of the show and lean into the swashbuckler kind of style of play. Now, I didn't notice any changes with the monk class, but it continues to excel at being a great martial art and unmatched agility class. If you love the idea of a warrior who can move like the wind and hit like a freight train, the monk remains a good solid choice. Really, the only updates were, some language tweaks and minor rule things to match the new remastered rules. Now, at the end of Chapter 2, there are a few extra familiars and familiar abilities. A lot of the familiars feel more like kind of magical constructs, specifically the homunculus and poppet. And I really do like the item delivery ability. I think that's super useful, as long as your familiar is able to grasp and manipulate things with their hands. A big thanks to all of our patrons, especially Marty. If you enjoy our videos, please consider heading on over to patreon.com/roll4initiative and becoming a patron today. You'll get a couple cool perks, as well as it's the best way to directly support us. All right, let's get back to this review. Now, where Pathfinder really shines, and a reason you may want to get this book, even if you don't want to play any of the new Ancestries or classes, are the archetypes in Chapter 3. Archetypes is how Pathfinder handles multi-classing. There are archetypes for all of the classes, along with some generic archetypes. These allow you to really customize your character and make them unique. With 43 archetypes to choose from, you can create so many different options to have a highly specialized and unique character that will stand out in any campaign. I also think it's a really great system because if you realize you are missing a certain skill set in your party, someone can pick up an archetype that helps fill that missing spot. You select the archetype feats instead of your normal ones while leveling up. Now, you can have multiple archetypes, but you do have to take 2 feats in a single archetype before you can choose a different one, and you can't take an archetype of a class you already are. That makes sense because it would just be doubling up on the same abilities. But it still gives you a lot of flexibility and creativity with your characters as you level up. Chapter 4 introduces a bunch of new feats, and Chapter 5 has new spells. Feats are very neatly organized by skill with basic info up front and then list the full text alphabetically. This makes it really easy to kind of narrow down your choices and find the perfect feats for your class. You can look over the table to see kind of what you might be interested and then go read those instead of just having pages and pages of long descriptions to have to choose from. Well, there are feats and spells for all of the classes, not just the ones in this book. The spells do have a lot more for the classes specifically in this book, which makes sense. The spell selection has more of a paragraph listing, which I found harder to read and wish they had just used the same layout for feats. Not really sure why they changed that, but all of the spells are really great. There are some really cool new additions for spellcasters out there, even for the ones not the classes not in this book. Chapter 6 introduces new treasure items, including alchemical items, snares, weapons, armor, magic consumables, and cool loot. There are some new weapon traits in this book, and just a lot of options to choose from. As always, the artwork in this book is great. I love Paizo's art. There's so much diversity of different kinds of characters and even types of fantasy games visible within the art of this book that I think it's really going to inspire you. You might think of things to use in your own game, or at least have pretty stuff to look at while you're flipping through. The book is very easy to navigate with a sidebar on each spread, letting you know where in the book you are, the other sections in this chapter, as well as the other chapters in the book. If there are references to rules in other books, they include the page number and an abbreviation to know which book to go look for those rules. And they have a pretty comprehensive glossary and index if you need to check a term or easily find something in this book. It is so easy to find things in this book, and it's organized in a way that I think makes sense to a lot of players. So overall, do I think you should get this book? Probably. If you're wanting to play any of the Ancestries, heritages, or classes in this book, yes, absolutely. The archetypes are such a great way to diversify and customize your character and get new abilities, and there are some great spells and items in this book. Now, if you are going to feel too overwhelmed by too many choices, well, you may want to just stick with the player core 1 and you can be perfectly happy playing Pathfinder just with that book. Overall, I've been very impressed with how Paizo has remastered 2nd edition. It feels very much like they kept what was working and listened to the community on what needed adjustments. I'm very pleased to see they use the opportunity of publishing under the Orc gaming license to remaster this edition. So, what about you? Have you picked up the Player Core 2? What do you think? What are your favorite changes? If you haven't, are you thinking of picking it up? Or if you aren't, why? Let's chat more in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on Roll for Initiative. Bye!